Okay, so welcome back. This is video number 4, and we're going to talk about which WordPress membership plugin is best. Now, here's the thing. Best can often be subjective, and that's why knowing how your membership site is mapped out is crucial. So some of you may require one plugin while others may require another. And that's why in video number 3, we mapped everything out. So what I want to do in this specific video is to show you different WordPress plugins that are available to you that we have tested and approved to be really good WordPress membership site plugins. And that way you can take a look at them. Don't buy them just yet until you really have figured out, can this WordPress plugin really fulfill all of the needs that are on my mind map? So once you've done that, that's fine. You can go ahead and get access to them. But a lot of people make the mistake of getting access to a plugin and only about midway or even at the very end, figuring out that it can't do something that is crucial to their needs. So let's take a look at several of the WordPress plugins so that you can understand why, and then we'll be using one plugin in particular that actually costs less while I can actually do more. Okay, so before we dive in and we talk about the different WordPress membership plugins that are available to you, I want to talk about some of the things that you should look for in WordPress plugins that should be standard. If they're not there, then that's probably something, a WordPress plugin that you want to pass on, because it should be standard and it should be included in the majority of WordPress plugins that allow you to run a membership site. So obviously having multi-levels is crucial. You should be able to have free membership levels, paid membership levels. You should obviously be able to restrict pages or protect your content. You should be able to accept different payment processors such as PayPal, such as Authorize.net, such as Stripe, or to checkout. But the majority ones and the basic ones should at least be PayPal or some sort of credit card system like Stripe. You should be able to take recurring payments such as daily, weekly, or monthly. Social login is not always required. That's an option that you can have, but that's always definitely nice to have. Menu protection, that should be basic so that you can have different scenarios where maybe the free level only has access to certain menu items versus the pay level. Let's say you have 2 pay levels. One pay level has access to a different modules. So those different modules are different pages and different menu items. Coupons are definite. Having a free or paid trial is also standard. Drip feeding content, so we can release the modules every week, every month, every so often. So drip feeding should be standard nowadays. Email verification, that's pretty much standard, but some of them don't have it. Content locking means that you can lock any content inside a page. And that's not always the case, but generally speaking, you can, as long as you can lock a page, that's pretty much fine. Now, a lot of these are optional. Conditional logic is also nice, where you can say, if somebody has purchased this item, then they get access to this item. Now, that's not available with everything, but that's nice to have. And it's also nice if the membership script can integrate with email marketing autoresponders, such as your GetResponse or Aweber or any type of autoresponder, so that you can be actually building your list. Now, as you can see, PayPal, Stripe should be a pretty standard, because a lot of people have PayPal accounts. Some people don't have PayPal accounts, so that they're going to want to use Stripe or some sort of credit card system. So bank transfer is also nice. Custom currencies are also nice, but those are typically not as standard. Now, if we take a look at other ones of these, like membermouse.com is one that we highly recommend. There is I believe, an ongoing fee. So if you go to pricing, you can take a look at the updated pricing points. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll be able to get an idea of, what it costs. So it's about $20 a month for the basic. And as you make money, you can upgrade to something like the 99 per month. Now with MemberMouse, it's nice because they're constantly updating their system, and that's what you're really getting into. You can also get access to a lot of unique things like self-service or auto locking shared accounts. So if someone buys from you and you don't want them to share it with let's say 100 people, a lot of WordPress plugin scripts out there don't have this mechanism. So this means that if they share more than, let's say, 3 people at a time, it'll automatically lock their account. So you don't have to be worrying about 100 people accessing your files and eating up your bandwidth and you having to pay for your bandwidth and all that. It also offers reporting and analytics. This pretty much should be standard on most WordPress plugins. However, some have less, some have more. MemberMouse tends to have a lot more. So membermouse.com, you can go ahead and check that out and see if that is good for you. Another WordPress membership plugin that is pretty popular and that is very powerful at the same time is called Wishlist. And that is wishlistproducts.com. Don't go to wishlist.com, but go to wishlistproducts.com. Now, if you go to features, you can see what is offered. So they offer unlimited membership levels, sequential content delivery, which is basically drip feeding. It integrates into your WordPress site, so that's given. It's got shopping cart integration. So it integrates into PayPal, ClickBank, and a lot of other different types of shopping carts. Now, this would be good if you're more advanced and if you want to integrate in Infusionsoft. It's got, membership options. So you got free, trial, paid membership levels. So that's definitely good. So if you wanted to let people into your site and say, hey, you can get access to the membership level if you pay $7 for 7 days or for 3 days, and then it'll charge you this amount of money per month or one-time fee afterwards. So that would be a trial, giving people a taste of what you're having to offer. There's membership management and multi-level access. So you can click view more features to kind of get an idea of what other features they have. So apart from what you have in your mind map over here, you can take a look at what is available, so then you get ideas on what you could possibly add on to this. So you can see it integrates with all these other different systems here. So if you want a WordPress plugin that integrates into JVZoo, which is a shopping cart system, and maybe go to webinar, so you can do live webinars and connect to, let's say, Aweber, so you can build a list, then you want to make sure that this actually matches everything that is listed on here. If it doesn't, you got to move on and find something that does. That's why I say it's kind of subjective in the sense that really what it comes down to is what are your needs, because every needs are different. So that's Wishlist Member. The next one is called Amember Pro. Now, Amember is not a WordPress plugin, so keep that in mind. The reason why I'm showing you this, however, is it does integrate into WordPress, but it's not an actual WordPress plugin. But in my opinion, it is probably one of the best membership scripts out there, simply because it's been around for a long, long time. It's been around almost a decade, and it has a huge backing of tons and tons of updates over the years, and they are pretty much the place to go to for membership scripts. Plus, they have really good customer support. I've contacted their support. I've asked them to, set up my site, install my site, even migrate my site from other membership scripts as well. So, and to be honest, they charged about $80 to do things that would normally cost several $100s to get somebody else to do for you, or even several hundred, 500, or even 1,000. I've had to hire them to, develop a script that would connect to a different payment processor that was not available to any other scripts. And they did that literally for a couple $100s. So just keep that in mind. Customer support is also important as well. So what I recommend that you do is that if that is a concern, contact the customer support of the WordPress plugin owner or whatever script that you bought and see how they react, see how well they help you. So Amember Pro is really great. It allows you to connect to hundreds and hundreds of different payment systems. You can, translate into 6 different languages. You can connect to forums. You can connect to WordPress. You connect to a lot of different other platforms as well. So I wanted to throw that out for you, even though this is not a WordPress plugin, but it really takes things to a whole new level. Now, as far as plugins go, the plugin that we are going to be using is located on a site called codecannon.net. That is codecannon, as you can see up here, .net. All right, so if you go here and you type in Ultimate Membership Pro WordPress plugin, in fact, if you can type Ultimate Membership Pro, you go to the search box, click paste or type that in, and you'll find it is here. All right, so we actually looked through tons and tons of WordPress plugins. A lot of them cost a lot of money. As you can see, they cost, $50, $99 per month, or sometimes upper to, $297 one-time fee. So if you're on a budget, the Ultimate Membership Pro WordPress plugin actually works pretty well. In fact, we've tested it out, we've spent hours on it, and we really like it. Now, as you can see, it is compatible with all sorts of different platforms. Primarily WordPress, but is also compatible with things like easy digital downloads or e-commerce or Buddy Express and more. So if you click here, let's just take a look at what it offers before we actually use it so that you can kind of see why it's actually pretty powerful compared to the price. So if you scroll down, this is what you saw earlier, and this is what I used as a measure, but you can see that you have multiple levels, you have free and paid membership, a lot of the basic stuff. You have social login, which is nice to have because it's a convenience issue. Not everyone wants to log in. They're not going to remember their password, but they do remember their social login because they log into it every day anyways. They have menu protection, which is nice. A lot of these are pretty much basic stuff. I do like the content locker, which means you can lock content inside of the page. So not all plugins I found did this. And what this means is, let's say, for example, you have a blog that is available to everybody and you have 2 videos. Maybe the first video is free, and then the second video, when they click on it, they realize that they can only get access to it if they pay for it or become a member. So those types of blogs tend to convert really well because it offers free, access to free content, but then some content is paid. So that builds that trust, that gains people's, wanting and desire to actually want to get access to the blog content. You can restrict any URL based on keywords. So that's nice. So you could say, any URL that has this keyword, lock it, restrict it to this specific scenario or this specific level. So you have custom fields, you have special fields, you have conditional logic. That's nice to have. You have, integration into email marketing autoresponders, which that should be pretty standard, but you also have integration into PayPal, Stripe to checkout and authorize.net. You can redirect content pages. You've got bank transfer. You have different templates, which is what I liked. You have really good support. You have good design. You have bulk coupons. And they're also constantly adding tons and tons of other features. So for $30 one-time fee, this is pretty much, I would say, in my opinion, one of the best WordPress plugins out there for the price. Now, if you want the other features like what Member Mouse can offer, if you can pay that amount, then I would recommend Member Mouse, probably because they're constantly updating. They got a lot of things like self-service that are options and features that are not available in these other plugins. But for the bottom line, for the budget friendly and for what it can do, this is what we recommend. And this is what we're going to be using in this particular video course. So with that said, let's move on. And I'm going to show you in videos 5, 6, 7, and 8 how to set this up and how to get it up and running for you.